Welcome to the 7-Day Conflict Prevention Challenge. My name is Ian, and as your guide for this experience, I'm happy you are here. Over the next 7 days, we're going to explore 7 levels of human experience, 7 places where conflict quietly begins, and also 7 places where it can just as quietly be prevented. Before we dive in, take one slow breath. Arrive here and now. Whatever you just came from, a meeting, a commute, a difficult conversation, let it settle. This is a different kind of space. Most of us think of conflict as something that happens suddenly, a rupture, a heated exchange, an argument that seemed to come out of nowhere. But conflict rarely starts at the moment it becomes visible. It builds quietly across 7 dimensions of our inner experience long before it surfaces. By the time the explosion happens, we've usually missed 5, 6, even 7 earlier moments where something could have shifted. Conflict is not an event, it is a process, and it begins long before we notice it. This challenge is about learning to see that process earlier. Not so we can avoid difficult conversations, but so we can approach them differently. The inner resolution philosophy uses the image of a hot air balloon. A balloon rises through 2 forces. It generates lift and it releases weight. We rise in our lives the same way, by aligning the inner energies that generate lift and by releasing the inner conflicts that add unnecessary weight. This challenge focuses on the releasing side. Each of the 7 levels is a place where weight can accumulate or, with a little awareness, be prevented from accumulating in the first place. Here's the landscape we're going to explore together. 7 levels, 7 dimensions of human experience where conflict originates and where it can be prevented. Level 1 is space. The conditions we create or neglect before a difficult conversation even begins. Safety is the foundation everything else rests on. Level 2 is emotions. Emotional triggers activate before conscious thought. If we don't know our triggers, they drive us without our awareness. Level 3 is identity. Many conflicts that appear to be about facts or decisions are actually about something deeper, a person's sense of who they are. Level 4 is relationships. The quality of our connection determines how we interpret everything the other person says. Trust is the invisible infrastructure of every interaction. Level 5 is expression. How we communicate either builds a bridge or lights a fuse. This level is about learning to speak in ways that connect rather than provoke. Level 6 is intuition. There is often a signal something feels off before conflict becomes visible. Learning to listen to that signal is a skill we can develop. Level 7 is spirituality. At the deepest level, most conflict reflects a sense of separation and scarcity. When that shifts, almost everything else shifts with it. Before we go any further, I want to invite you to pause the video and sit with one question. Think of a recurring conflict in your life, something that tends to come up again and again. It could be at work, at home, in any relationship. Ask yourself, when did this conflict actually begin? And when did you first notice it? Were those at the same moment or different? Hold on to that conflict. We'll be returning to it throughout the challenge, looking at it through each of the 7 levels. By day 7, it will look completely different. Your practice for today is simple. Before the end of the day, return to that conflict. Without judgment, just wonder, at which level does the friction usually seems to begin? You don't need an answer yet. The question itself is enough. Write down whatever comes to mind in your workbook or just let it sit with you. Tomorrow, we begin with the foundation, level 1, the space. We'll look at the conditions we create before difficult conversations begin and why they matter more than most people realize. Peace comes from within. I'll see you on day 1.